The day's stormy atmosphere and wind picked up as Emma arrived at her childhood home. After standing at the edge of the driveway and seeing her old, decaying home, she remembered her mother, whose death she had been avoiding, who refused to talk about the past. Her father claimed the place was too full of memories.
She stepped onto the creaky porch, the musty air feeling thick and oppressive. The porch creaked as she pushed the door open. The familiar musty scent bled into the living room, where her father's old leather shoes were abandoned. "Dad," she called softly. The hallway was empty, echoing with the wind, making her heart race. She quickly walked to the living room and saw her empty chair. There was no one there, not even her father.
The silence enveloped her, making her heart feel stop-cold. She wandered through the dimly lit room, her footsteps echoing in the heavy carpet. Cold air enveloped her as she reached the living room and saw the empty chair next to her father's favorite chair, empty too. Emma closed her eyes, the cold air stinging her eyes, but saw the figure, a figure she could never recognize, sitting in the shadows. Almost a ghost, so still it could have been a statue. The cold chilled her to the bone. "Dad," she whispered, voice shaking. There was no reply. The storm outside grew louder. Her pulse quickened as she took a tentative step forward.
The silence engulfed her. She could feel it as she reached out to touch the shoulder of the figure. The cold, smothering touch stopped her heartbeat. "Dad?" she asked for the last time, fear gripping her heart. There was no response. She heard the door slamming shut. The wind roared outside, but her world was silent. Just the cold, steady gaze of the dead figure in her father's chair.
One last glance outside, the wind whipping at her hair. Emma closed her eyes, the last remnants of life leaving her. In that eternal silence, she never heard the door close.